So thank you to Chief Dooley for taking time to meet with me today to discuss social media and its impact in emergency management. So Chief Dooley, how long have you worked for Dawson County Emergency Services?
I've been with Dawson County since January of 2007.
Okay, and what all would you say are some of your job responsibilities?
As the Operations and Training Division Chief, I'm responsible for the overall operation of the department, the day-to-day operations, and also the department's training and maintaining everyone's certifications, making sure they maintain their certifications. Also handle the emergency management functions as the Deputy EMA Director, and I coordinate the department's social media and um, public affairs information in conjunction with the county public affairs official.
So the social media keeps you busy.
It does, yeah. It's a constant. We get messages, comments, things like that continually have to be monitored.
All right. So I know that you have seen all of the brush fires that occurred in Australia over the past year, and there was a huge outpouring of community support for social media. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, social media is a great way to reach, especially younger generations, both the millennials and the newest generation, the Gen Z folks. Are most of their information comes from social media. Rarely do they get a lot of information from traditional news sources or things like that. So social media is probably the best way to reach the largest audience in the quickest amount of time.
Okay. And would you say on a local level, what are the type? You said that you receive a lot of messages and a lot of comments. What are the contents of those? Do you have people wanting to offer donations, asking for information? How does that play out?
So yeah, it runs the gamut. You'll get people that will post messages, even sometimes things that they probably should call 911 for. So we have to monitor that.
Let's not advocate for that, okay?
No,
Let's not advocate.
I don't recommend using social media for emergency alerting from that point of view. But no, they'll post messages requesting additional information. For instance, we recently had a COVID specimen point of collection site in Dawson County, and we got a lot of inquiries about time frame requirements, appointments, things like that. And we're still, even now that the site has shut down, we still get questions about it. So we have to monitor that and reply because some folks, sometimes it's easier just to post a message on Facebook or something like that instead of looking up the phone number, calling, going through the phone tree, getting the right person, talking to that person if they're in the office, if not, leaving a voicemail, having them call you back. So people feel it's a little more convenient and a quicker response through social media. But we get questions about services. We'll get questions about how people can drop off baked goods that they want to give to the firefighters, or if they can where they can take old used fire extinguishers and get rid of them, things like that.
I've asked that myself.
Yeah, exactly. So that seems to be one thing that a lot of people don't know what to do with when it's run its course. They don't know what to do with a used fire extinguisher. So we're able to get information out like that. And then of course there's always the blast information. Like for instance, 4th of July is coming up. We'll post something on our page about fireworks safety and things like that.
So what do you think moving forward is going to be the biggest challenge of combining social media and emergency management?
I think the biggest challenge is trying to reach the biggest population. It's a pretty instantaneous thing, but it's also a challenge to, as with any other emergency management, keep limit the information that you put out there so that people don't get so overwhelmed by information that they start to ignore it.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.